Welcome back to Lemon Lane Cottage. Today we are going to take a look at the urban homestead. My husband and I were out here last night just working on the shade garden, which I will share with you later in the week. We finally went and purchased a couple of things to start transitioning that into our tropical paradise, which he tells me now will include a pond of some sort. So I'm super excited about that. But we did go to the garden store, and we came back. He did get a couple of things planted for me. We made a little fire, had a barbecue last night, and we kind of just took a breath to see exactly where we are and how much we've accomplished. And he had to mention the Homestead area. He was totally skeptical, did not think that I could make it work in our backyard setting, which I have said before, but to those of you who are new, we live on about 1/5 of an acre in the suburbs in Zone 10, Southern California. So he didn't think that I could make all of this flow into what we have in the garden. But I took on the challenge, and we're both very proud of how far it's come. He, of course, did 75% of the hardscape. I did build a couple of the raised beds from scrap wood, and I know you can tell which ones they are, but I really don't care. It is a sense of accomplishment to do with what you have and somehow make it all look cohesive, which I'm finding is something that I enjoy and motivates me, I guess. So don't have a whole lot of chit chat for you. We are coming into warm season vegetable time, and I'll explain to you as we go through the garden what I've planted, what I'm expecting, what still has to go in the ground actually, and what I have just pulled up. So that is all the chit chat. Thank you again for joining me on this journey, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, I'd love to have you do that. I want to know from you, do you have a section specifically dedicated to vegetables in your yard, or do you kind of like we did last week in the potager, and I will link that video if you didn't see it, do you kind of just mix everything wherever you can find room? Sometimes that's what we have to do. In fact, and I know I said I was done with the chit chat, but one more thing, one of the things that I have decided to do, there is a section on the side yard garden, which we will go over when I do the shade garden next, that I have decided to grow sweet potatoes. First time for me. I'm actually trying to root them from a sweet potato that started to get blossoms on it or leaves on it or something. I googled it, but I will share that with you next week. I'm hoping it works. I would love to have a few sweet potatoes growing, and I think the vine is pretty, so it will totally work. I totally went off on a different squirrel hunt there, didn't I? Okay, so for real this time, the chit chat is over. Let's take a look at the urban homestead, and as always, thanks for stopping by. May in the homestead garden is an abundance of everything that is going to be. Nothing is quite there, but everything shows a lot of promise. This is a first year plum tree. I just put it in from bare root. No plums this year, but hopefully next year. I just purchased a new butternut squash. Have to find a place for it. Tucked in here I have herbs, oregano, in this first bed here I have tomatoes, and most of these I did not mark because they were seeds that needed a home, and I just started looking for pots that I could put them in. In this first raised bed planter here, I have 2 tomato plants, a pepper here in the middle, what I could salvage of my garlic, and that's a long story, and a few pickling cukes that will go up this little trellis here. My market umbrella provides just enough shade in the afternoon because this gets really, really intense sun, full sun. Another tomato. I believe this one, though, I did mark as aroma. And I can see some fruit setting. Nasturtium still looks beautiful. Borage to attract the bees. And this here is actually a lime tree. First year, but I think I am going to get some fruit. Same combination on repeat here. Nasturtium, borage, and tomato. This little bed here is about 2 by 4, I would guess, and I have actually 3 tomato plants and a couple of cucumbers and some calendula, which is just about done. This here is chamomile. This is a first year peach tree. First year fruiting for me. Second year peach tree, and there is fruit. So I just cleaned up the bottom to allow a little bit more airflow back here because it was getting a little bit intense. Scented geranium. That is where I have started some mint slips. This is a little patch of mint that I shared in my How to Grow Mint video. I have peppermint, chocolate mint, apple mint, strawberry mint, and regular mint. A lot of mint. This is a Tomatillo plant, and you can see I have something going on there that I will have to figure out how to deal with. Second Tomatillo plant in here because I am told they like another one around. Last bit of my kale. In here I have bush beans, and you can see the flowers have started putting off beans. So hopefully in the next week or two we will have some yummy beans to eat. More chamomile mixed in with cucumbers. This is exciting, although it doesn't look very exciting. This is actually ginger, which has been in here for a while, but I do see it's finally come up. This is a raspberry vine. I have a few blueberry bushes in here. That is blackberry. These here are squash of some kind. And then I have pole beans. That will soon replace the sweet peas. Another tomato plant. This one is in a grow bag, so I can control the fertilizer and the soil because it's mixed in here with the blueberries and raspberries and other acid-loving plants. Another zucchini. These are potatoes ready to be harvested, but I am trying just to come in here and grab just what I need. Let's see if there's anything left in here. Some are itty bitty and some, there you go. Some are ready for dinner. Just keep them covered till I need them. More berries. And then I have 2 grow bags with potatoes still growing. And the corn. It's actually popcorn. And there are about 15 plants in there. Okay, let's head back this way and I will show you what we've missed. This bed here, it is about 3 by 6, I would say. I have pineapple sage, and I put it right next to my bench because I love to just reach over and smell it. That is bell pepper, tomatoes, and also right here at the front I have added strawberries. I put in about 6 new plants. And they're just called sweet strawberries, so I hope they will produce for me. And then my potting bench. Put in some new bush beans, chives, a little more basil because you can never have too much. Twine. And these stakes were a gift, and they are my favorite. They are bamboo labels. They're not stakes, they're plant markers. So easy to write on, and I just love them. Catnip, rosemary, the avocado tree is growing. No fruit this year, but it's the first year I've had it in, so I didn't expect it. And of course the girls. still early this morning, so the rabbits are not in their run. They're still safely tucked up in the patio. There is the corn. My cucumbers, and I saw, there it is. And look what we have here. See it? My first pumpkin. For those of you who are asking, the rabbits are safely tucked in their in their cages on the patio overnight because of predators. But during the day, this is their run. And I have the rabbits as pets for my grandchildren and also for fertilizer for the garden in general. So during the day they get to come out here and run around. When it is extremely hot, and for me that's above 90, they do get to come in the house. I have cages, actually crates for them in the house, because rabbits do not like the heat. Kind of like their owner. Get me over 90 and I want to come inside in the air conditioning too. So that is our Urban Homestead Veggie Garden tour for May 2021. I'll be back later in the week to share with you a tour of the shade garden and the side yard garden that I put in. Thank you again for popping back in, and I will see you in the next video.